There's the app, and you can see the app is 100% in use, available for use, and is already in use for those who have access to it. Okay, so I'm going to show you some key changes that I've made in the app. Okay, and how important the changes are. This is version 0.21. You can see version 0.219. Okay, 0.219. On this version, there are two modes: the save mode and the regular mode. In the regular mode is for those persons that do not have the patience to wait for game. In every game they want to trade, there should be a prediction for them to trade. Okay, so that mode is designed for to keep you to keep games for you to trade, save dedicated save predictions for you to trade based on those games. Okay, for instance, like if you look here, you can see in every prediction there is a game, and in every draw there is a prediction for you. You can see in the 2+ market and in this 3+ arbitrary markets, there is predictions for you to trade on. The accuracy rate too is very high. Okay, now I'm going to explain the areas of challenge in this market. Now the 2+ markets and the 2+ markets have a very high winning rate. It means in every 5 draw there should be at least 1 to 2 winning. That's what it means. However, we also have to look at the negative trend aspects, how long it can go on a negative trend. It's possible that it can go on a negative trend for this number of times. Now, each time this market fails, okay, it takes the app between 2 to 3 draws for it to detect the current pattern trend in place to make the right prediction. Okay, so if this prediction fails, there is high possibility that the next one is going to make a win, majorly after 3 draws. So what this means is that at least after 3 prediction there should be a success. But there are times whereby the market is very unstable. In stations whereby the market is very unstable, the negative trend, the trend changes 3 times in a row, and each time the trend changes, because we have 3 trends, it changes maximum of 3 times. When it changes this way. After 1 draw, it changes, and that time it changes, it has not given the app enough time to detect the current trend. Now it changes again. After probably around 2 draw, it changes again. Then probably on the 3rd one, it changes trend again. So that's the only time the app can suffer a negative trend, and that is very rare. Now in those times, it means that 3 times it changes trend consecutively, it means it can go on a negative trend of 3 times 3. That's 9 times max. So these markets cannot go on a negative trend exceeding 9 times, because the app takes 3 draw to detect the current draw. Okay, so majority of the times you'll be seeing successful. The predictions will be successful, just like this now is successful. Now if it fails like this, now just watch, after probably 2 to 3 draws, if the trend did not change, it will be definitely successful. Even if it change, it will just take it 2 to 3 draw to detect the current trend again and make successful prediction. So it's very safe trading on this market. And it did not even just end there. I did something. I've added a calculation method to it that keeps your account very safe. Whenever it detects there is a negative trend, even if it goes up to 100 negative trend safe, if you have 100,000 naira in your account, is very safe, 100% safe. Okay, even if the market goes on a negative trend for 100 times, which is not possible, your account will still be safe, because the app automatically detects negative trends and dropped the recommended bet amount to a default amount of 100 naira. Okay, just like the so 100 naira. Okay, come. So let's say it drops. For instance, now currently you can say the recommended bet amount is 100 and fail is 2 times. Why? Because the app has detected a negative trend, so it dropped the prediction recommended amount you should trade on to 100. Now if you can look at now, this current prediction was successful. The last prediction was successful, so it has changed the amount to 200. Why? Because it knows that at this point in time now, if the market is going about to experience a positive trend, so it looks at the trend to give you prediction. And in those times where the market will be fluctuating between negative lose win lose win lose win, in those times where the market will be fluctuating like that, the app will automatically divert back to the save amount that is recommended for you. Now if you look at here, win loss ratio minus 150, it was minus 150, but because it made a win in this prediction, is now minus 50, meaning you are running at loss with just 15 naira. Okay, so this one that is showing bet most, that bet most mean that is the maximum amount at any point in time the app has recommended for you to trade on. So long as you are following this calculation, is 100% save your account. Now if this prediction does not make a win, you will see what the app will do. It will automatically drop back to 100. Just watch, you can see, right? It did not make a win, so it dropped back to 100, thereby keeping your account safe when it detects a negative trend. That's how it works. If you are using the regular martingale calculation, which is the multiplication calculation, in just a single win you have recovered your losses and make a win. So that's it. That calculation is different from this one that is implemented in the app. On that calculation, that you need just one winning to recover your losses and still make profit. You know that the capital that is required for you to probably calculate to maybe the save number of times you need to be in the market, let's say if it's 9 times, the 9 times or 10 times for you to calculate to that number, and then have that the whole of that capital put into your account before trading. For you to calculate to that, it will be millions, so it's not advisable, which is why I adopt this calculation. Although there is another clever way to apply that calculation. If you don't have the patience to follow this calculation method that is implemented in the app, and you want to go by the regular calculation, you can apply this way. Only double when is showing successful, like when the predictions are winning. So whenever it's winning, you keep trading. If it fails, you pause and wait for it to make a win first. So when it makes a win again, you continue to double from there. So that way is very clever way to use your regular calculation. That's if you don't want to use this calculation. Now using this calculation means you have to be patient. While being patient, the amounts are being displayed for you to use. And the good thing is that whenever you make a win, it covers up for this number of times you are waiting. Not really like waiting, this number of times whereby you are using to recover back that money. So the profit that you make at this point will be higher. So let's take for instance a practical one. You can see the amount you have lost is minus 100 and the amount is asking you to bet is 500, which is safe. Now if you make a win, what you win is 250 profit. So 250 minus the 100 will still be 150. So meanwhile, if you use 100 naira, it's 50 naira you are making. So it kind of covers for that time you wait. So the higher it goes, the higher the profit too. Now you can see that it did not make a win, so it falls back to 100. So this is very interesting. Now on the other hand, this one too is same way. I haven't had the time to, I haven't have enough time to implement this calculation on this one too, which should be implemented latest by tomorrow. Okay. Now you might be wondering, since we launched this app, this bet zero football prediction has not predicted any game, and also the rainbow 3 plus prediction, this single prediction has not predicted any game. Why? That's because these two markets are on save mode. Save mode means I applied skipping. So the way it works is it only start predicting probably when it has encountered 10 times failed predictions. Okay, so for now that is not predicting, it means that in the background, it's running in the background though, and it has been making wins, but it has not made consecutive failure that has gotten up to 10 times, which is why it has not predict. So you'll be wondering that if it's not making up to 10 times failed prediction, why not just be showing it so that we'll trade along? That's because when you keep trading along, there will be a point whereby you will experience a negative trend. So instead, I'm trying to filter that negative trend away by keeping it on a save mode. So it only predicts from the point of 10. You know, just like this now, let's say this is the gap of, this is win and this is the end point. This is loss and this is win. So this is the end point. When it's losing, whenever a market is losing, is moving closer to making a win. The more losses, the higher the chances of making a win. So if it has made 10 losses consecutively, then it has moved close to this range of making a win. Okay, so at this point when you start to trade, is closer to you making a win than when you would have made a win from this point, because you would have been doubling all from here. So yeah, from this point now, you won't even have to double much. Okay, that's what these modes are. So currently this one is estimated not to exceed 16 times, but in the next version, which is going to be available tomorrow, in the version 3, because this is currently 0.219, in the version 3 series, I'm going to make sure that I implement the skipping in a way that we won't have to do more than 10 times. And the odd, is very high for this market. The odd is 3.2 odd. So having to double for just 3.2 odd just 10 times, you won't even need a capital of the 10 times won't even be up to 10,000 naira. I doubt if it's even up to 6,000. Okay, so if you have like 50,000, that's in very that's times, you can start using times 10 or times 5 of the capital, like the actual amount that you trade on. So now you can see that this one has made prediction. So these ones are for profitable predictions. Now you can see the bet 0 football and made prediction. This means at this point that is making this prediction, it has failed in the background for about 10 times. So you can see just the first one, it's made a win. So these ones are made for higher profit making. You already know that this thing has failed for 10 times, so it's closer to making a win. So at this point now, it won't fail more than, for this one now, you say it won't fail more than 6 times. This one, currently on this version, it won't fail more than 16 times. Okay, so since you're looking at this one won't fail more than 6 times, You just calculate your money like that. And even if you aim at making 10,000 naira from a single win, you can just achieve it here. So this won't be coming very frequent. Sometimes in the entire day, it might come only 30 to 40 times. Okay? So, but whenever it happens, even if it's 2 or 3 occasions, or like 3, 4 occasions, you are able to get it, take advantage of it. Believe me, you will make a good amount of money from the system. From just a single win, it will cover for all the amounts you probably, the small amounts you will be accumulating from here the entire time. So that's the essence of this, the save mode. And I intend to add more markets in the save mode, so that when one is explained, for instance now, when this one has not given you an entry point, the other one might be having an entry point already. Or when this one is not given an entry point, the other one will be given an entry point already. So that's what I intend to do. So you can say this currently now, trading has become very easy and interesting. The trading that we started, the way is no longer the way we started it again, and the way it's going is becoming something else. And I know that this is just the beginning. To those using it, they can surely say they can see the difference. To those that started the manual method of making calculations here and there, if you make just a single mistake in your calculation, your account is at risk. They know. So having access to something like this now, you know the advantage there. Know the advantage there. So alright, so I want this video to be brief. So that's all. See you next. Once the next update is out, version is out, I'll still let you know of the changes I've made.